Um, by the way, Rowan, the Grammys, probably the world's top music awards ceremony, right? Held in Los Angeles on Monday. A lot of conservative commentators were appalled that one of the acts by a supposedly non-gendered singer Sam Smith and Kim Petras performed what seemed very much like a satanic ceremony, you know, a hat with horns there, flames, bondage, lyrics of doing something unholy. Now, the Conservatives who complained, they include a senior Republican, they're being mocked, Rowan, for getting upset over a mere song, taking it out of context, or for just being conservative. Your view?
Well, I hate to break it to people, but rock and roll has been flirting with Satanism since Robert Johnson went to the crossroads in the 1930s and in his own song and in his own words did a deal with the devil to become he was at the crossroads, he had his choice and he made his choice. The Rolling Stones, of course, called themselves their satanic majesties. They wrote songs demanding sympathy for the devil. Rock and roll, our own Akadaka, AC/DC. You go to an AC/DC concert, you may as well be at a satanic mass. It's the horns and the pitchforks and the whole Satan cartoon imagery. So there's nothing particularly shocking about rock and roll flirting or music flirting with the devil or satanic imagery. Indeed, it was Al Gore who probably wishes he doesn't remember the fact that he launched a campaign against satanic messages in music. He and his wife Tipper Gore, back in the 90s, or 80s, before he discovered climate change, the climate change bandwagon, he was on this bandwagon of rock and roll is satanic. But you and I, Andrew, know from our own rock and roll careers, you as a drummer and me as a guitarist, you and I chose not to make that deal with the devil. And therefore, we didn't have a rock and roll career, obviously. I mean, we could have been, two of Australia's greatest rock acts, but we refused to do that deal with the devil. And if you don't do the deal with the devil, I'm afraid, you don't have a rock and roll future ahead of you. That's just the way it goes. But joking aside, you had Marilyn Manson biting the heads off chicken. You had Alice Cooper biting the heads off different chicken, I hope. But, there's a long history of this thing. But the original sin in rock and roll is not Satanism. The original sin in rock and roll, Andrew, is a lack of originality. And this Sam Smith character and this song, it is so unoriginal. It is so boring. And I've got to tell you, if Sam Smith did a deal with the devil, he did a pretty shonky deal, because I always thought if you did the deal with the devil, the deal was that you'd stay slim and fit and healthy and you'd be like Mick Jagger and you'd still have 22-year-old Vogue models until you're well into your hundreds. But poor old Sam Smith, his deal with the devil seems to have got him a free pass to the local McDonald's for the last few years. Sorry, fat shaming, not allowed to say that, body shame. But I'm sorry, if you cavort yourself in underpants around on stage, I think it's fair that you set yourself up as a target for body shaming. The reality here is the song is boring. The video that goes with the song makes orgies look like the most dull and grotesque and repugnant things you could possibly ever, or certainly trans orgies, which is what this is all about. It's celebrating a trans orgy where you see transgender people, and this is supposed to, if this is a turn on, I've got news for the trans industry, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah, Rowan, I think I might have gone a little too far in the other direction, frankly, playing, swinging safari and pearly shells, country dances, yeah.